Round 16 of the National Football League. And this one features Trevor Lawrence. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Lions and the Vikings coming up next.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the... Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man who took that huge jump everyone had hoped for in year 2. One of the game's brightest young stars, and that's Trevor Lawrence.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. He did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 22 carries, 104 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only is he a back pile of yards, he's in an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season. That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that first down marker. I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here, as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the 2nd overall pick of 2016. An 8-year pro now from North Dakota State, Carson Wentz.
And when you look at him, you see that he's got all the tools you want in a quarterback. The big frame, the quick release, strong arm, has escapability. The issue sometimes tries to do too much instead of just taking the throws that are available to him, and occasionally turnovers get him into trouble.
Well, the numbers for Mostert a week ago, north of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Wentz, he's got it complete to Edelman. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So the completion there, Charles, looking at this defense, certainly in for a tough task here this afternoon. What are some of the keys for them if they want to come out on top?
Well, the first thing, partner, is they just allow a completion there. They don't want to get a string of those going. Let him get his confidence. Let him get into the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game, and all of a sudden, he's feeling like he can do no wrong. You want to really get after his timing a little bit, knock a few balls away, and make things uncomfortable for him. Because if he feels relaxed, you are in for a tough afternoon.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Wentz. To the sideline, looking at the catch, dragging the toes. That's going to be a first down. Well done. A nice gain of 21 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A handoff running left is Mostert. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Wentz going to throw.
And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he gets the first down.
So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive.
As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Now Lawrence on 1st down.
He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
The Lions in trouble to start play, 6-8 on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so try to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you talk about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Over the middle, complete. It's Woods.
And he's going to have a Lions first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Lawrence running right on the option. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Look at this defense for the Vikings.
They're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they got to move up. In order to do that, they got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
That's a down and distance coach is always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
He knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He was following.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
A secondary pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Pass taken in by his good tight end.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get into the ground at the Lions 14. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Into the red zone, Wentz.
Open man left side, it's the tight end Trimble.
So no gain on the play, and that'll make it second down. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Carson Wentz, his second touchdown on the season.
And the Vikings had 6 to their lead.
Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead grows to 10-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Ford now to return it, taking it about the 1.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. And Detroit back in possession of the football.
They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence.
Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he will take it down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 11 yards there, just like last play. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. $10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends.
Touchdown. Luke Musgrave, 27 yards.
And the Lions have got it back to within a score.
So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
And out now come the Vikings.
They are coming off the game last week, which was a very interesting game. And, Charles, ultimately it ended in a tie.
And that's difficult on teams because, let's face it, Brandon, they just don't know how to react. I mean, who does? Did you win? No. Did you lose? No. Because when you win, you jump up and down. Life's good. When you lose, you set your face in that stone look so that you show that you weren't hurt. I think it's one of those things that at the end of the year you find out just how you're supposed to feel about that tie. Did it help you or hurt you in the standings? Then you'll know what you really should have felt that game.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
And he was caught. And then he taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That gain on third down, good for 28.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A run with Mostert up the middle.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that game.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the drives and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right.
Here's Mostert.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
One more time with Mostert.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
And Brandon, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And now Mostert is going to be stopped up short. He did not get there.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And his kick is right there. It's good.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. On 1st down, Lawrence.
They set up the screen to Chubb. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out, and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoor, and that time, well for a solid gain.
And the defense closes quickly there. We'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw Lawrence. Musgrave's got it out right.
And he tackled about 2 yards shy along the game. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself, at this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
On 1st down, they go with Mostert again.
That's some good hard running there as he pushes his way forward for about 5.
Here's a 2nd and 5. They'll run the draw with Mostert.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now Wentz.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Going to be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
Tighten up the man that time. They end up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
On 2nd down, here's Lawrence. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Simple drag route here. Lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, the defender was right on it.
And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. But to throw again is Lawrence.
The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts.
Now Lawrence.
It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
They'll probably guarantee they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap, now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate...
And now the rookie's through.
Down the right sideline. Inside the 10.
Touchdown, Vikings.
Puka McClure.
And he had
so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead now stands at 13.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out, Jeff.
Down right side. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Throw caught by Musgrave.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Carlson is good. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get to it.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back underway for the second half.
No one back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter.
And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he's taken down at the 43. But not before picking up the first.
72 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Quick throw, and it's caught by Garrett. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. And remember the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. will step aside.
On second down, here's Wentz. They'll complete this for the Browns. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here. He also picks up a first down.
Back to the running game with Mostert.
And he's taken down inside the 30. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Lots of plays on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
It's a fumble. When that ball popped free, we can hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. On play action, it's Wentz. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Tommy Tremble.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Lawrence now off the bootleg. A short throw to Musgrave.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Lawrence to throw. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. A strong running. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
44 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Jordan Hicks has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think the 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession.
And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I would describe the way that he's played today as mature. He's already moved on mentally from that incompletion, and he's more than ready to throw his next pass downfield.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on third down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions will take over. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Lawrence.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands? Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold onto the football while being jostled?
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Now Wentz.
He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
They fake the give. Now Wentz.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
On third down, here comes Mostert.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on first.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
56 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. The offense on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7.
Here's Lawrence. That is caught. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a 1st.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
On 1st down, Lawrence. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb bulldozes past him.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Now Lawrence.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Joey Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Lawrence will throw. This one into the hands of Metcalf.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Now to try the field goal. Here's Daniel Carlson. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
And now out comes Minnesota. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, they'll run it with Mostert.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Now it's Peterson. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook. They can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Lawrence. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
They go play action with Lawrence.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
From midfield now, Lawrence. He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And it's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Aiden Hutchinson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Now Lawrence to throw on 2nd down.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Aiden Hutchinson
Dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down.
Well, certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the 1st. We'll see what they've drawn up.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Here we go. Gotta have it. Lawrence.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. On play action, it's Wentz.
Open man, that's Puka. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Wentz now on 1st down.
Caught by Trimble.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame.
Try to take this home. They'll run.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So with that, you figure that this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Now, aren't I, though?
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Now Lawrence on 1st down. And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On 2nd down, Lawrence. Musgrave's got it outright.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Woods. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
But to throw again is Lawrence. Throw caught by Musgrave.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. And now they're in the hurry-up.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop him with 22 ticks to go in the 4th.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
He's got his man touchdown. Adam Thielen, 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
A lot more was on the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a little more emphasis on games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but you and I both know that is not true. Division rivals, you want to take care of business not just at home, but against a team that you really don't like very much, too.
So for the Vikings,
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your franchise. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player or owner.
Now on the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your franchise. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player or owner.
On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee Titans, now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee Titans, now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans.
Set. Ready. 380. Set. Set. Green hot. Set. 180 hot. Set. Go. Green 80. Run. Set. Ready. Set. Set. Ready. Green 80. Run. Ready. Set. Set. Green 80. Green hot. Green hot. Set. Green 80. Green hot. 180 hot. Green 80. Green hot. Go. Set. Set. Go. Ready. Go. Set. 180 hot. Set. Set. Green 80. Green hot. Let's go. Set. Green 80. Green hot. Set. Set. Go. Hey. Set. Go. Set. Ready. Set. Delta. let's go. Set. Ready. Set. Go. 380. Ground. Set. 380. Ground. Ground. Ready. 180. Hot. Set. 180. Hot. 380. Ground. Let's go. Set. Go. 380. Ground. Set. Set. 380. Ground. Set. Ground. Go. Hey. Set. Go. Set. Ready. 380. Ground. Delta. Set. Ready. Set. Set.